Hey there, everybody. It's HeroicLegend here. It's not a random. It's just something I can do in the background while I talk to you guys. It's been a long time, I think, since I've last done a heroic talks. Very long time. I'm not gonna go through stuff like I used to, and kind of what I normally did, where I had like a bunch of talking points and stuff. Don't mind this. This is just farming. Well, it was farming. I actually wanted to do a test real quick. This is a remaster on the Switch. Need to prove. I gotta be careful. Darkles don't like when I do that, but recently it's been a lot of it. It's been an actual lot. This is what happens when you go unscripted and you just want to talk. But basically, it's been 1 week since you looked at me. No, I gotta stop. I'm being very silly. But I've had... I don't know how many people can relate to this. I don't know if anyone would even relate to this. But there are times when, you can be surprised. Sorry, puppy. But I've actually wanted to talk about a topic that I had in mind recently, based off of one of my tweets, which was about trying PvP in Xenoverse for the first time. And it's a hurdle I had to overcome, not just for Xenoverse, but for a lot of competitive games online. Starting out for gaming, I had actually just... well, it was more of... my start to gaming was very casual, I guess you could call it. It was... my start was Pokemon. Take that as you will. It was Pokemon, it was the Legend of Zelda GBA games and Game Boy Color games. It was Dragon Quest, and not really know what I'm doing. It was Final Fantasy Legends, which I've completed on the channel. Thank you, past/future me, for doing what Kid Me could not. It's just past me, actually. I don't know why else said future me. But that whole competitive thing I was just talking about, I am very non-confrontational. I know, like, people might be able to dredge up some past stuff, but in all honesty, I don't like confrontation, or at least extended periods of it. A buddy of mine, an ex-friend of mine, was a very argumentative person. He was very pessimistic while I was very optimistic. We'd have little backs and forth about, like, just stuff. That friendship kind of died because I felt very betrayed by a thing that he did. And in the grand scheme of things, it was very silly. But, yeah, I'll get into that as we go on. But basically, competition is, I guess, is just straight up a form of confrontation. It just really is. And going very hard in games like that, being very competitive, I've seen both sides of it. The very casual side of it, where, like, you can make things fun, you can have fun. But I've also seen the very worst sides of it, where it's no longer about fun, it's about winning and winning well, because sometimes you win, but it's not enough to just win. You have to also stomp the enemy team. You have to make it so that way they had no fun. I believe a buddy of mine in Jamers would have described it as becoming a day ruiner, so to speak. And when I do get competitive, my own temper flares up. I give into my Hispanic blood, and I get angry. I get temporarily angry. Not even really angry, more heated. and I cool off quickly because it's just being heated. You know, obviously I'm not gonna, like, destroy any relationships because, you know, someone... So the enemy team did better than me in Pokemon Unite. That's absolutely silly. I'm not gonna ruin my life because someone in League of Legends, like, kept camping me and I called them so many expletives online and, like, threatened it. No, I would never do something like that. But I have... My temper has flared up to the point where I worry about doing competitive things on the channel because I don't want you guys to hear the rage. Like, you'll hear my annoyance from time to time when I'm playing, but I'd rather you not hear the rage, because I don't want to be ragey. I want this channel to be haha fun times, and sometimes when I rage too, little things, little annoyances that I have about the day or what's going on will slip out, and like I said before, I'd rather this place be a good trip away from your normal doom scrolling or your just, like, rough day. I want you to just sit back and, you know, watch and have fun. Which is part of the reason why the Dark Souls Let's Plays have really kind of stopped. And why I'm seriously debating on Elden Ring as well for one of the Let's Plays. Like, I might just want to just play that one. That's why I like playing games that are RPGs, too, because you can have a lot of them with RPGs. Did better with the Great Lord Greatsword. And sometimes you just gotta laugh, but yeah. The barrier, though, that was the non-confrontational, I don't want to get worked up and such, that's not just from games. That's for a lot of things. I find it very difficult at times when especially if I'm ordering something like food and I have to, like, talk over people. It grips me. I'm just like, I don't wanna. A lot of people comment that with, you know, my size, because I'm a big guy, I'm tall. Well, I'm tall compared to. I'm not. I'm 5'11", 6 feet maybe. But I have very... I'm gonna just say what my mom says. I'm a very gentle giant. It comes from being empathic and having a lot of empathy, even for things that you kind of shouldn't have. You know? I'm not ashamed to admit it. I felt bad, like, when I had to throw a doll away, 'cause, you know, it was a precious toy and now it's going away and it doesn't know why, because it's an inanimate object. But I do feel like, you know, it's rough to throw something away because, well, I used to be like that. I've very kind of slowly gotten over it. But stuff like that is just a good example of how, like, well, funny enough, that itself can be conflicting, because I remember I had to really dig down deep at one point in my life because I needed to get rid of a stuffed animal that was broken and really couldn't be fixed. But I didn't want to throw it away because of memories, and I really did like it, and I was worried that it would be upset if I threw it away. It's very childish, it's very silly, I know, but it's just kind of... It's very me. It's very on brand for me. You know. Hey, I made it past him. That's that second hit. Oh, but they do die usually for this. Good to know. But yeah, I also want to talk because for a couple of other reasons too, but mostly the confrontation thing. And I actually do feel like it was good of me to kind of, like, I'm not going to say get over it because it's not exactly what I did. Because I still have it, right? I get really nervous and anxious loading up League, and even just looking at the rank tab sometimes just kind of creates a knot in my stomach. I'm just like, I don't think I want to do this. You know, that type of emotion, it's drawn out. And part of the reason is my own, just because I'm me, right? And part of that is just me. But another part of that is I genuinely don't want to be the cause of someone else's ruined day, let's say, right? I don't want to be the guy who would, like, cost mild manager Tom to become Ragey Tom because as a jungler I didn't give him blue buff that one time he really needed it, even though he left lane for it, and he lost lane. And I don't want my skill to be the reason someone doesn't have fun in a team-based game. And that's actually brings me to my next point on it, the whole thing of that's why I don't play those competitive games with friends all that much, or games like Halo and such. I fly solo because I basically told myself I would rather fly solo for this and risk my own enjoyment being hampered than go in with friends and all of us have a rough time, where none of us have fun. Which is nonsense, because we do have fun. We have fun when we do stuff like that. There's the call-outs that we make up and getting, you know, mixed up with them and going, you know, and pardon me. And moments like that to be had. There's just silliness that happens, like accidentally sticking your friend, and then they die, and you ask them what happened, and they just look at you with the type of burning hatred I could only imagine comes from, you know, getting your buddy killed and being like, what happened? That's fatter. This one. This is just to move faster. But it's also just I need to get out of my own head. That's another big part of it. Like, I'd almost argue that's the biggest part of it, of this whole thing. I need to just get out of my own head. And I actually do kind of find it funny too, because you wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think with how I play games and how I can be, especially on this channel, that I'd be the type of person to get in his own head too much. Thank you, Baldur Side Sword. But yeah, getting back to the actual main topic of this, as you look, if anyone here is like heroic, you're doing a lot of talking in circles. I'm like, yes, welcome to the channel. Hi, I'm me. But the main point I'm trying to get about all of this is just that I feel like if you're having my same type of problem, it is easier to get over it if you just kind of force yourself to do it, because you'll have a lot more fun if you do it. Just genuinely you will. I will tell you from experience you will. And why am I saying that from experience? Because just today, the day of recording that is, I played Xenoverse 2, and I did the World Tournament. And I discovered that if you get 1,000 points in it, just 1,000 too, you can get an outfit that is only for people who do this, right? So there's incentive there. Ooh, I almost booped this with the hacks. Oh, strafing run. Neat. But I had fun. With a close match I had, I was like, oh my god, it was the most hyped thing when I won. And it felt good. It was a good match. is the type of match I would have added the guy afterwards so he could get over, so we could run it back, so we could see, like, you know, was that me being lucky or was that me having skill? I guess the main point of this is just you gotta believe in yourself at times. Oh, they teamed up on me. I need faster stuff for that. But yeah, the same thing actually kind of happened for League as well. After jumping into ranked and starting to get used to it and get a feel for the competitive-ish scene, I started being like, this isn't as scary as I thought it would be. And talking about that anxiousness as well has made me feel like, you know, I could probably just better get over it if I can just find a little something to just be like, this will help. You know, I actually do not think I will be able to equip this. Oh, we're naked dragon farming then. I'm still too heavy. By how much though? The axe itself is too heavy. My word. But yeah. Well, when in doubt, just go big. Oh Lord. Yeah, so it does see less from lightning as well. Good to know. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still recovering. I'm almost through the thick of it. It's just not feeling well, by the way. Don't anyone get worried. It's just a little bug. It might even just be the flu. All I know is I ate some oranges and I started to feel a little bit better because of it. Don't take that as actual health advice. If you're not feeling well, go see a doctor and see if you can get anything to help. But back onto the topic, I genuinely feel like if anyone is going through what I go through, you know, the nervousness about speaking over people, even though, well, first off, if you're feeling like I feel, you just have to remind yourself, and I need to do this as well, and you practice what I preach, that you made your order just like everyone else. If they are asking for who's ordered, you have just as much of a right to speak up and say, I did over here as well, as everyone else does. If the person couldn't hear you over the other people, there's no need to be rude. Sometimes they genuinely can't hear. Especially don't be rude to the customer service folks. They get enough of that as it is. But just remind yourself to take that little step and be like, when they come back, excuse me, I also ordered. Just do a little bit extra to make sure you're not inconveniencing yourself. Because I've learned very much that inconveniencing myself is probably the best way to remain sick. Because you'll stay out in the cold longer. Because I'd rather be out in the cold than, you know, risking talking to someone and having that be having someone else get mad at you for it. Like, imagine that for a second. Just like, it's literally, which would you rather? Would you rather stay outside, wait longer, maybe even get yourself a little unwell too, because, you know, you're standing out in the cold or the rain? Or would you rather take 2 seconds to go tell someone, hey, I ordered, and I'm waiting out here in the cold as well. Do you have any information on when my order will be done? And don't need to be rude either. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry about this. Like I said, still not entirely well. I'm pausing. Oh, I hate this. Okay, sorry. Again, I don't edit those things out because I'm nasty. I don't want you to hear it. No, because I want to show you guys the me when I play games. Oh, they're not aggro both of them. You'll never catch me with your slow dragon legs. You know, I actually didn't mean to go there. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, we're going to be seeing that screen quite a bit. Keep forgetting the golden rule. I'm pretty sure, too, that the first few videos of Dark Souls that I made on the channel, one that is, was pick up a bow and always have it with you. It's just so gosh darn convenient. But yeah, the only advice I can give to someone, really, is just push down the little voice that says, that's too scary, you shouldn't try it, and give it a chance. Oh, this is gonna be... I'll be over the thick of this soon. I really do. And actually, so I don't put the rest of your ears at risk with my coughing. And to kind of ease back into doing things like heroic talks again, I think I'll stop it here. I want to thank you all for watching and do hope, you know, hope you enjoyed this little bit, be it for the Dark Souls or just for what I said. I know I don't say things the best, or I don't carefully plan out what I'm going to say. I just kind of talk how I would normally talk to people. Minus the coughing, I promise you. I'm not often sick and coughing. But, yeah. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, you know what to do. Much appreciate you if you do. And so that's what I just want to say. Laters.